What is going on? What is going on with GME? Look, I wanted to make the video today because I've been seeing around the internet and, even people messaging me saying that they've lost a lot of money on GME. And that kind of hurts me. It sucks. My condolences are with you, and hopefully you didn't lose too much. And you know what? It's not your fault. It's the fault of every single government, every education system, that's been set up, or education board that has pretty much failed us. You know what's crazy? It's one of the main reasons I made this channel in the first place is because financial education, financial literacy is so important, but it's something that's not even taught in schools. And I'm really passionate about this because, I went through school, I learned a whole bunch of crap that I've never used in my life. I don't even use like 5% of what I've learned in some of these classes. I wish there was just one course dedicated at least to teaching people how to be better with their money, budgeting, investing, financing. And you know what that leads to? That leads to the rich get richer and poor get poorer furthermore. I'll tell you why. Because if you're not learning financial education in school, where are you picking it up from? A lot of the people are going to be picking it up from their parents and their family and their friends. So generally, if you're in like the middle income bracket or lower income brackets, then you're pretty much picking up the same bad habits that maybe our parents, our family members, or friends had. And a lot of people unfortunately get caught up in that, and they just keep carrying the bad habits forward and forward until one of the generations steps in and says, you know what? No, I want to change this. I want to fix this. And I'm hoping that our generation is the one that does that. Let's quickly take a look at this whole GME situation. That, my friends, is not investing, right? That is pretty much gambling, and you are trying to make like a quick buck, basically. I was watching this interview with Jordan Belfort, who's like the real Wolf of Wall Street, basically the person who the movie's made after, and he was talking about how he had like this TV guy come install a TV at his home, and the TV guy was like, hey Jordan, so my grandma just, got into investing because she's been reading stuff about GME, and she just put some money in there. What do you think? What do you think about that? I mean, when something like that happens, when the average person who has never heard about investing starts investing and goes into something like this, those are unfortunately the people that in most cases end up losing the most amount of money. So the general rule here basically with breakout stocks or investing in such breakout stocks is if you're hearing about it on the news or reading about it in the papers, then you're pretty much too late. Like the people that actually made money on this have already gone in. Let's quickly pull up GME and see what we have here, right? So the people that actually made a killing here went into the stock at around $19, $20, maybe even under $50. I'd say they made a killing on this, right? And then that's where a whole bunch of people that actually made money on this went in. Here is where a lot of people heard about it when it was around 300 bucks or about to reach 300 bucks. And that's when a lot of people went in. And then they saw that huge dip down to like the low 200s. A lot of people panicked. They sold at a loss. And then they saw another spike. And that's where probably a lot of people went in again. When it went back to 200 something bucks, people were like, oh man, it's going to spike again. Maybe go to 300 or 400 this time, or to the moon, right? So a whole bunch of people jumped in. And now it's at less than 100 bucks. So what I'm trying to say is if you actually want to invest, you actually want to learn, don't just come in looking for a quick buck. Like take the time before you do any moves to actually learn about it. A good book that really got me into this whole thing is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Highly recommended. Check it out, right? Read some books about it, start learning about it, and then maybe start taking steps towards it. The problem is, and I don't blame you, it's a society we live in, right? It's all about instant gratification. That's why you see like videos go from like 10-minute long videos to now people are only binging like TikToks. Like they want the content as concise and quick as possible. And that whole instant gratification, unfortunately, is now carrying forward to finance as well. So when a lot of people see people making like thousands of bucks overnight, they're like, damn, I want some of that. And they're jumping in the market. And then a lot of those people are the people that end up getting hurt. So my advice, follow some good channels, like follow this channel. Try to increase your financial education and then start making moves. Learn about industries that you really like. Like if you like the space industry, if you like the tech industry, learn about them. Learn about some companies up and coming there. Learn about some solid other companies that are doing well already, and make some calculated financial moves. The whole GME situation, you know what? don't think about it. It's a unicorn event. It's not what investing is all about. But you know what? If you want to go into it, if you want to make risky plays like that, there's a couple things I would like to talk to you about, right? These are things that you should follow so that you're not hurt at the end of the whole situation. Number one, only use money that you can afford to lose. Money that, you don't need it immediately. The first thing you should be doing is, as soon as you have some extra money, you should start putting it aside into a savings account so that you have at least 3 to 6 months of expenses stored in case you lose your job, in case you have some unexpected medical expenses or some random expense comes up. You don't need to have to liquidate all your assets and everything to try to pay for it. You have a reserve of like 3 to 6 months worth of your salary or your bills saved up and to the side that you're not going to touch. And after that, if you do have some money left over and you are going to invest into risky stocks like this, then try to separate it out. So if you have like $1,000 to invest, maybe keep $600 to $700 on the side to invest in less risky plays, companies that you believe in and that you think are actually fundamentally going to do well, and take the rest, $300, $200 or whatnot, and make a little more risky plays. So that way, overall you're still doing better and then you're risking a lot less. And the other thing you can do when you invest in risky stocks like this is, the moment that the price goes up, like it shoots up, pull out your initial investment. So if you invested $500 into it, then the moment it shoots up to, like, let's say it doubles your money to like 1,000, pull out the $500 that you initially invested. Now you still have $500 into the stock, and that's the stock that you're risking basically. So in that case, even if you lose the complete $500, technically it's still a zero-sum game because you haven't really lost money. You still have your initial investment back. Now you can take that and invest it into something else. So all in all, the bottom line is educate yourself, right? The more you know, the more you grow. Dude, that's pretty good. And I know that feel is real, like the FOMO is real. Like you see so many people jumping into it and you're like, damn, I don't want to miss out on Dogecoin. And fair, like a bunch of people are gonna make a lot of money off stuff like that. And it's stuff that excites me too, don't get me wrong. I love making risky plays as well. But all I'm saying is, do it in the responsible way, and that way you try to minimize your risk as much as possible. Hopefully that made sense. If you have any specific questions or something like that, let me know in the comment section down below. And also, if you want to equip yourself and educate yourself and make better financial decisions, hopefully along with me, I'm going to be trying this with you guys as well, because I'll be honest, there's a lot of stuff that I do wrong as well. So let's learn together, sub to the channel, let's grow together, and let's build this thing. And remember, you can always count on me. Damn. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.